Hey, what's up everyone? It's Doug with Retro Geek Gaming, here to bring you another YouTube video discussion. And real quick, I just want to disclose that this is going to be a rant video, so it may be long-winded and it may be a little bit more aggressive than what I normally come off as, but I feel like I need to discuss this, get this off my chest, and make some things very obviously clear. So the topic of this particular video is going to be ports, more specifically in regards to the Wii U to NX. There have been some speculations that the NX isn't going to have proper backwards compatibility to Wii U, and so because of that they're going to bring over a lot of Wii U games over through various ports. I'm guessing HDR ports, I guess, in regards to some of the bigger games. Now, I want to discuss this because this is the kind of topic that really just depends upon how you look at it. So it's very difficult to come up with a very clear and concise answer. Now for me, I'm a collector. I have systems all around me here that you can't see in the video, and you can probably see some of the games that I have behind me. I have a modest collection. It's not a lot, but it's, you know, what I can afford for right now. But as a collector, and having everything Nintendo, I don't need Wii U games for the NX. I have a Wii U. Just like I had a GameCube when I had a Wii. I didn't need backwards compatibility. It was nice to have it, and I understand the purposes of it, because even though I have an Xbox One and Xbox 360, I do like to pop in a 360 game and play it on my Xbox One versus having to swap systems out. I can get it. I really do. But here's where I want to make just a little bit of a deviance. When it comes to backwards compatibility, it depends upon the business model. Now, it makes sense, especially when you have something like the Wii U, which is, I guess, officially Nintendo's worst-selling console. And if you have something like the NX that could potentially blow up and make them a gazillion dollars, you're going to want to bring some of the best-selling games for the Wii U over to the NX. But, and again, this is where I'm just going to diverge just a little bit. Think about it like this. If they are your best-selling Wii U games, people already have them. I mean, think about it. A game like Splatoon, people are still playing Splatoon. So, don't you think it'd be easier just to have backwards compatibility to Splatoon, so that way the people who still have Splatoon don't have to buy the NX and Splatoon again just to keep playing Splatoon? I mean, yeah, sure, it opens up the market for new people to come in, but you kind of alienate the old crowd. And this is the problem that I have with hardware as well. Like with the new Nintendo 3DS, it didn't take up a lot of its capabilities because you couldn't alienate the market of people that already had original 3DSs. But you couldn't take full advantage of the new Nintendo 3DS because of the fact that you had to accommodate for the old hardware. So, plus, and this is just me, whenever I see old games on new hardware, that's what I think it's capable of doing. I mean, think about it like this. What would entice you better? Because I know this is what is going to entice me better. If you saw the same game that came out 2 or 3 years ago, running on new hardware, looking the exact same, playing the exact same, or something new that you've never seen. And to give you a good example, I actually pulled down some of my Xbox One games here, and I want to give you just a few examples of this here. Now, a game that I have really been enjoying playing, especially when I first got the Xbox One, was Thief. Now, let's think about Thief for a minute. A game that came out for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4, and PC. And it runs just like that. It basically could be played on a PS3. It looks like last gen. And when you're trying to show off the Xbox One, which is supposed to be new technology and next gen, do you really want to show off something that is running off of old specs? Or do you want to show off Quantum Break and show just how different the games can be? And of course I have Evil Within right here that I was going to use as my other example. The point of the fact is yeah, sure, they may want to do some HD ports of games. I mean, it makes sense, you know, but to me it's not going to be enticing. And I'm sorry, maybe it's just me, but just one of the reasons why it's not going to be enticing is, hey, here is brand new Nintendo technology. We're capable of doing this, that, and the other. Here's Mario Kart 8. Dude, Mario Kart 8 was on Wii U. You're telling me that you have this new technology and the best you can do is bringing over a game that came out years ago. I mean, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't make any sense to me to do that, you know? It doesn't make sense to have new hardware. I mean, because think about it. Here's the new Nintendo 3DS, and they showed off Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. They showed a Wii game running on a portable with 3D capabilities. They showed what the new Nintendo 3DS was capable of. Imagine if they had shown off the new Nintendo 3DS, and all they gave you was, hey, here's Metroid Prime Hunters. Metroid Prime Hunters is a DS game. What's this? What? Why are you showing me this? The 3DS can play this. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Now, again, make sure that you put it down in the comments below if you disagree, because to an extent I can see it. You got some games that deserve it. Some games that can very clearly deserve it. Especially if you go back a ways. Like, if they showed off a Luigi's Mansion HD, sure, I would be a little bit like, I'm not going to buy that because I already have Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube, but I could get it because there wasn't a Luigi's Mansion on the Wii and there wasn't one on the Wii U. So you have at least 2 console gens. I can get that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wasn't too upset about Wind Waker HD, because yeah, sure, it's not a new Zelda, but it's like, yeah, but that's a GameCube game, and the GameCube didn't sell that well, and yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have understood that a little bit more than the Wii U comes out, and hey, here's Skyward Sword remastered. He just came out with Skyward Sword, dude. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like that, and again, this is just my 2 cents. As a collector, I don't care because I have the older hardware, and more than likely, if I want to play that game, I'm just going to buy the older version. It's kind of like Beyond Good and Evil HD. I can just go off and buy Beyond Good and Evil and play it. But if you show me Beyond Good and Evil 2, now you've got me. Now you've got my attention. I mean, why show off a game? Like, let's suppose that they do this, and let's suppose that we use Smash Brothers for an example. Why show me Smash Brothers? Because just like I talked about in the previous video, the Smash Brothers focus is supposed to be all the stuff from the original, not the original, Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS. Why would you show me that? Why would you give me that when I already have both versions, the 3DS and the Wii U versions of the last Smash Brothers game that came out? When you could show me a new Smash Brothers game, and let's just suppose that this console is capable of doing 4K. Wouldn't it be better, and I'm going to go back to use my Mario Kart example, would it be better for you as a gaming manufacturer, and you want to sell the NX, and you want to get it in people's living rooms, to show off Mario Kart 9 running at 200 cc's, 60 frames per second, in 4K, or would it be better for you to just re-release Mario Kart 8 for the NX? Which one of those do you think is going to entice people more? The old version of a game that people already bought because, let's face it, it increased your Wii U sales by over 600%. So a lot of people bought that game already, and you're showing it again on more capable, at least that's what you want people to perceive it as, more capable hardware, but you're showing the exact same game running at the exact same speed. You see what I'm saying? Or do you think people are going to be more excited to see something run better? look better, run faster, what do you think is going to entice people more? And again, that's just how I feel. As a gamer for potentially 30 some odd years now, because I've been gaming ever since the NES days. So, as an old school gamer that looks for the original content that you bring, you can bring over third-party developers, that's just fine. But if you announce like a Bayonetta 3, if you announce a brand new Metroid like Metroid Prime 4, if you announce you know, a new 3D Mario game along the lines of like a Galaxy or something like that, more capable hardware, potentially 4K capability, 60 frames per second, solid online, you will knock it out of the park. You don't have to bring over a bunch of games. Just like I was talking about with Splatoon. People are already playing Splatoon on your Wii U. You show off a Splatoon 2, and people will flock to that, and they will buy that up. But if you sit in and say, hey, it's just Splatoon again, the people that already have Splatoon more likely are not going to buy it again. That's all that I'm saying. But I'm going to end it here. I could go on and on and on about this, but I think I've already made my point. I don't feel like really ranting much more. And I'm sorry if that came off a little bit more aggressive than usual. It never makes much sense to me. I've talked about this in previous videos. If you already have a game on last gen, like Darksiders 2 was, already running at 1080p, there's no point in you bringing it out for next-gen systems to run at 1080p. There's no point. It already does that. You see what I'm saying? Especially when the solution is just backwards compatibility. Have the disc pop in, and it's done. Or have the digital games that you have come over. Now, again, this could all depend. I think one of the reasons why this rumor is relevant like this is because of the fact that we have the rumor that it's going to be different media. That it's going to be, I'm sorry, I have to readjust. That it's going to be a physical card, like a 3DS card, rather than an optical disc. And that I could make sense with, I guess. But again, I think that you should have a limit of maybe 3 to 5, the entire life cycle. Because otherwise, again, all you're doing is just saying this. I mean, because, again, look at the Wii U, Nintendo. In the time that it took you to show off Breath of the Wild, the game that could have brought the Wii U back, and probably will bring the Wii U back, it's already too late. You gave us 2 GameCube ports of Zelda games. Basically saying that the Wii U is along the lines of the GameCube. Yeah, sure, you improved upon them, this, that, or the other. I'm sure they're marvelous games. I already own them, so I don't care. But the game that would have sold the mess out of the Wii U, Breath of the Wild, you've already announced it's coming out for the NX, so it's more likely not even going to sell that much on the Wii U. At least that's my 2 cents. But anyways, guys, I hope that you have yourself a good day. I apologize once again for the long-winded rant. I just had to get that off my chest. Please feel free to like this video if you like the content. I try to do videos like this at least once a week, so feel free to subscribe as well and join me for future video iterations. Have yourself a good one. I'll see you next time.